Physical structure. There are a scope of different transformations that make it simpler for tigers to flourish inside their current circumstance. They have an extraordinary variation to their retinas, which permits all the more light to reflect once again at them, making it simpler to find in obscurity. They likewise have amazingly great hearing and are even ready to get infrasound, which makes it simpler to hear and convey over significant distances in the woods, on the grounds that infrasound can go through trees and different articles. They additionally have enormous teeth and long, retractable hooks, the two of which assist them with hunting. Feeding. Tigers can extend their throats, a variation that permits them to swallow food in huge pieces or even entirety. They can bend their front legs internal, which allows them to hold prey as they devour it. They likewise have solid jaws with a variety of teeth for killing, biting, tearing and gnawing. Senses. Tigers are basically nighttime trackers, conceivable as a result of their night vision. They can see significant distances both day and night. Tigers likewise have very delicate hearing capacities. They can impart utilizing infrasound, which is indiscernible to most different species. Tigers additionally have a sharp feeling of smell and they depend on aroma to check their domains. Behaviors. Tigers ordinarily chase alone, which gives the advantage of secrecy. Like all felines, they will in general be single animals. Be that as it may, they'll chase in packs if important. Females have the essential obligation of raising tiger offspring. Along these lines, females are adjusted to be preferable trackers over guys. Until tiger whelps are a while old, they depend on their moms to chase after their food. Following a couple of years, whelps can guarantee their own regions and chase all alone. What do tigers need to survive in zoos? In zoos, their living region should impersonate their wild environment type. It is in every case best in case the tiger's natural surroundings and the zoo is worked as discrete biosecure units inside the restoration office. A biosecure unit should be planned so that there is a strong walled sanctum or enclosure for the tiger to lay down, along with a little outside fenced-in area which will be broadly associated with a huge open-air place for the tiger to invest the vast majority of its energy. The strong-walled nook or enclosure should be little, straightforward, strong-walled, very much ventilated, and roofed, having a recommended space of basically 3 meters by 3.5 meters. The internal side of the nook should be dim with just an exceptionally faint light inside it. When in the outside nook there should be sufficient concealed region for the tiger. They like to wash frequently to thermoregulate themselves, so there ought to likewise be a little water body or lake for them. Diets for tigers can incorporate entire body prey or bodies of meat, goat or deer. They should be given 4 to 18 kilograms of meat or meat that is 5 to 6% of their approx body weight no less than 5 times each week. The strong-walled cave or enclosure should be little, basic, strong-walled, very much ventilated, and roofed, having a proposed space of basically 3 meters by 3.5 meters. The inward side of the nook should be dull with just an exceptionally faint light inside it. When in the outside nook there should be sufficient concealed region for the tiger. They like to wash frequently to thermoregulate themselves, so there ought to likewise be a little water body or lake for them. Diets for tigers can incorporate entire body prey or bodies of hamburger, goat, or deer. They should be given 4 to 18 kilograms of meat or meat that is 5 to 6% of their approx body weight no less than 5 times each week. They should be given new, compact, chlorinated mineral drinking water at normal spans. The drinking water tank should be very much cleaned and hygienated basically after each a few days. Indeed, very much like some other creature, tigers likewise need cover. They make their how tigers survive in the tough wilderness. The tiger, Panthera tigris, is the world's largest living cat and belongs to the Panthera genus. Dark vertical stripes on orange-brown fur with a paler underbelly distinguish it the most. It's an apex predator that mostly eats ungulates like deer and wild boar. It is a territorial and solitary but gregarious predator that requires huge continuous regions of habitat to meet its prey requirements and offspring rearing. Tiger cubs stay with their mother for roughly 2 years before becoming independent and establishing their own home range. The tiger was first described in 1758, itself and range once expanded from the eastern Anatolia region in the west to the Amur floodplain in the east, and from the Himalayan mountains to Bali throughout the Sunda Islands in the south. Tiger populations have been extirpated from Western and Central Asia. In order to survive, tigers need to live in areas with dense vegetation, access to water and large ungulate, or hoofed, prey. The exact habitats the different subspecies of tiger live in varies, although they generally live in forests. The islands of Java and Bali, and extensive expanses of Southeast and South Asia and China since the early 20th century. The tiger's range is now fragmented, ranging from temperate forests in Siberia to subtropical and tropical forests on the Indian subcontinent, Indochina, and Sumatra. The striped coat of the tiger helps it blend in with the sunlight that seeps through the treetops to the jungle floor. The tiger's flawless camouflage to its environment is aided by the striping, which helps break up their body structure and makes them tough to spot for unwary prey. The tiger's hearing is so acute that it can detect infrasound, which is sound waves that are below the range of ordinarily detectable sound, 20 Hz. Because infrared sound can flow through a number of mediums, including trees and mountains, tigers use it to communicate across vast distances or through dense forest flora. There are 6 enduring subspecies of tiger: Amur tiger, Bengal tiger, Indochinese tiger, Malayan tiger, South China tiger and Sumatran tiger. In spite of the fact that they all live in somewhat various conditions, the regions where they live are genuinely comparable. Unfortunately, tigers' regular living spaces are as a rule quickly annihilated, making these delightful animals' populaces decrease. Habitat. To endure, tigers need to live in regions with thick vegetation, admittance to water and enormous ungulate, or hoofed, prey. The specific natural surroundings the diverse subspecies of tiger live in fluctuates, in spite of the fact that they by and large live in woods. For example, Amur tigers frequently live in blanketed coniferous woods, though Bengal tigers live any place from mangroves to mild timberlands. And Indochinese tigers live in both good country and swamp tropical deciduous, blended or coniferous woodlands. Camouflage. Maybe the most clear variation that tigers have is their striped coats. As daylight channels through the shelter, down to the wood's floor, it makes stripes of shadow, similar as tigers' markings. Thusly, tigers' jackets assist them with mixing in with the undergrowth in a woods climate. This disguise makes it harder for their prey to spot them, consequently making them more fruitful trackers. Other adaptations. There are a scope of different transformations that make it simpler for tigers to flourish inside their current circumstance. They have an extraordinary variation to their retinas, which permits all the more light to reflect once again at them, making it simpler to find in obscurity. They likewise have amazingly great hearing and are even ready to get infrasound, which makes it simpler to hear and convey over significant distances in the woods, on the grounds that infrasound can go through trees and different articles. They additionally have enormous teeth and long, retractable hooks, the 2 of which assist them with hunting.